Fuck. I have a mess going on here. This is what happens when I try and make decks. I just take all the cards that are possible. What is this? What is this pile? Oh, it's my crappy Emperor deck. Nice. Okay. That going. That pile. Well, people are going to ask what that pile is, so move the pile out of view. This was my test card to see how well we can see. We got that. Get some copyright-free music. Panda beats. Home. Just panda beats. I want to just let her. You can't hear the music, but I can hear the music. Doesn't actually matter what audio I use. I can listen to whatever I want. Okay, we got that. Let's share the stream. Got that. We share. Make chat nice and big so I can see it. Open up Discord. Start sharing the links. This we posted in here. Go like that. Posted a couple different places. Section. I love my stream thumbnail. All right, got that. Gucci gang. Got that. So today's topics are. Make sure everybody can see this. Okay, got that open. Got my sleeves ready. Mouse is out of the way. Move this deck box. That's in the way of that. Gotta be prepared, but I wasn't prepared at all. Never prepared for this. So we get this. Open up. I just clipped my nails, so I can't open anything. But yeah, today's topics are my ProQuest that I went to yesterday and how fantastic I did on Kano. That's not even trash. Why is that? That was a trash bag. A random ass bag. So yesterday I played Kano at ProQuest Yokohama at the store Ye Hobbies in Pendleton, Oregon. Fantastic store. This is essentially my local armory, as my town doesn't play Flesh and Blood in it. Those who have watched me before should know this. But that's still relevant for the people in the local area that might be newer to Flesh and Blood. It's like, oh, where do I play the game at? I always try and include their store location when I can. I was on Kano. I think I got fairly lucky. Oh, damn, you can hear that audio from the truck. Sorry about that. I think I got fairly lucky. I'm going to pull up my notes here as I sift the packs over a little bit. It was 4 rounds of Swiss before any top 8 cuts. There were 18 people. I think, I don't know, 18 or 16 people. I'm talking too much. Let's get a pack open. I'm talking too much without opening a pack. But yeah, there's 4 rounds of Swiss. Oh, look at that. We start the stream off with a fantastic pull. Look at that. I just had to interrupt my story. Just like my ProQuest went. Spoilers, I got a fantastic pull. My ProQuest went fantastically. Let's get that in the sleeve. Foil Warmonger's Diplomacy. 16. There's 16 people. Thank you, Phil. I wasn't quite sure. I should have grabbed a trash bag. Trash bag acquired. Okay. We got that. Warmonger's Diplomacy. Trash bag acquired. That's my living room trash. Let's go through the rest of the pack. That's the expansion slot, which is at the front. Actually, turn this so that way you guys can see them. But yeah, I think I got fairly lucky in regards to my matchups for this, because I got a lot of Earth heroes in my matches. For anybody that's a Kano player, you think, sick, yes, that's awesome. I love to see Earth heroes in my matches. But I think I was fair. Ooh, Steel Victor. This is actually a fun card. I've had people, I was playing Fi the other day and they played this against me. Still my fealty token. Granted, it's not that important for Fi, but it'd be funny against a Syndra. You block 3, steal, not Syndra, Fang. I mean, steal their fealty token so they don't have 3 anymore. Mystic Scale. And we're back to that beginning. But yeah, I got fairly lucky. So my matchups in Swiss were round 1 Victor, round 2 Florian, round 3 Fang, round 4 Verdance. Those are all fairly good matchups for me, honestly. So I got pretty good setup for that. And round 1, the Victor, they had presented AB5 potential. We got Tough Nut. So basically they had the crown of AB3. Is that another yellow? Like the last pack started with a yellow. So maybe our good card is at the back. Presented AB5, but the only 3 of it could be usable when they are at lower health. I'm gonna move this over so I can actually see my notes better. Can't do 2 things at once. I'm incapable. Yeah, they presented AB5, and I'm like, okay, well that's easy. I brought pitch deck to Victor. I think they didn't present. They don't present high enough numbers that they could kill me in a reasonable time for me to pitch deck them. They're going through the game. They're presenting cards. Packs. Have I already gone through all this? No, because we started with a yellow up front. I'm like, okay. Yeah, they're sending 6, 8. There's the front. So nothing interesting on that one. What was? Did I get a super rare? No, I just got double rares. I'll have to go through this more and see if there's anything good on here. Wasn't looking at it. It's not my heroes. I won these packs. So spoilers, if you can see, I won a whole box. You might know what far up I got. But let's read a little bit of this. Okay. Yeah, I was pitch decking the Victor. They were sending a bunch of different cards. I don't know the name of it, but it's a newer card in this pack, and I'm trying to find it as we go through. But basically, it's a Guardian card that's, I think it's a 3 for 7. And when they attack you, when anything defends it, they clash. People clash. Foil equipment. And whoever the loser is destroys the top card of the deck. They sent 2 of those, allowing me to, like, essentially, I'm like, I know how many cards are in my stack. I know how many cards I'm away from it. So between the 2 attacks, I was able to pseudo opt 2 by blocking 2 cards and destroying the top 2 cards, and then he sent that attack twice. So I was able to opt 4 off their attacks, which was kind of nice because there's similar one in Brute as well. That instead of it is actually opting. Nothing in that pack either, other than the Tough Nut token. Is it double-sided? No, it's just 2 young ones. It's KO on the bottom. I'm going through. They're hitting me with Miller Grindstone. I'm letting it hit as well to destroy more cards. Then we get to my perfectly set up stack. What I mean by perfectly stacked, I have 8 cards left in my deck. I think I'm not too low of life either. I didn't put it down here. They're still sitting at 25 life. I have a 5 card hand because I cracked the intellect potion, leaving me. Let's see, my 5 heart. So the stack was I had overflow, then I had wildfire, wirefall, eye of Affinia, flood, and then 3 zaps. My arsenal was blazing, and I had guessed that their arsenal was arcane compliance, and it actually was. They used arcane compliance on my second wildfire, but I still have plus 10 going in. So with plus 10 from that, I sent wildfire. They did have. So some people like shouldn't have a real issue with Victor. I've seen some people lose to it on Kano. My general advice is look at their AB. If they have legitimate AB3, I cite in 1-for-4s, 6 of them, in Waning Moon to try and just strip cards from the hand. Granted, they only need a 2-card hand, but any kind of chip you can get with a 1-for-4 on AB3, you're getting 1, and then Waning Moon might require another card. Otherwise, they take another one. Takes more damage. All right, I can't. I'm trying to look at my cards and talk at the same time. It's distracting myself. It's just a slow and steady poke. I like this card. I like the art on this. Let's get a little close up on the art. Unwavering Resolve. This is my second copy of it. I got another one somewhere else. You have no cards like I want to build a fatigue deck where it's this and Last Ditch Effort are your last cards essentially. Because Last Ditch Effort can pitch into this, and Last Ditch Effort can pitch into itself as well. But yeah, you can if you had 2 Last Ditch Efforts in this, and that's your last hand. You pitch the first one into this. There's no cards. If this is defended by 3 more cards, this is coming in for 10, and you're at fatigue, so you should have them at low life. They're probably going to block with at least 2 cards. If they're blocking with 3, you get that go again. Otherwise, you got Last Ditch Effort coming at them the next turn. But yeah, the general consensus with Kano against Guardians is you should bring in big spells, bring Waning Moon. I like bringing Imperial Edict to name. Seems a lot more people are on arcane compliance now than Oasis Respite. You gotta find your sideboard cards. I know they can't fit both. Lame, just a token. You just gotta see. You gotta watch their pitch. If they at any point pitch Oasis Respite, you know they have at least another one sitting around. You gotta check their arsenal. How often is it moving? But the main part is just chipping them down. Getting there. I did get the win. I managed to get the 25 damage on them through my poke. So round 1, we go with a win. Round 2, we are against Florian, and I think it was Jonathan. It's a local player as well. I'll double check my notes that it was Florian here. Yeah, round 2 was Florian. I'm like, okay, cool. I know I can pitch stack Florian as well. If anybody can read upside down, then you can read my notes that way. But it was another pitch deck. Didn't really need a sideboard. I have practiced the pitch deck against Florian. I even played pitch deck Florian against pitch deck Florian when they had when they bring Tiara. They did not bring Tiara. They were on. I think they were still on AB3. So they had. Actually, I don't remember. I should have wrote down their AB3. I'm dumb. But it was another pitch deck, and they had Arcane Compliance as well. But I had double Wildfire stacked, allowing me to play Floodgate into drawing Eye of Affinia, and then Sonic Boom, hitting a Lessons, and searching for additional material. Ah, what the fuck? Why did I write this so crappily? Okay, so here, so my stack was essentially 2 Wildfires stacked together with Floodgates being able to draw Eye and an additional blue, Sonic Booms and Lessons stringed together. They did manage to stuff my first Wildfire that I had off the top. The second Wildfire that I had was in my arsenal, so I sent Wildfire. They sent Arcane Compliance, getting rid of additional buffs, and then A beat it. So if they did Arcane Compliance, so they must have had AB4 if they were able to completely stuff my Wildfire. That's the only way, because the base of the damage is 4. But I did luckily have a second Wildfire in my arsenal. Did we already go through this one? Hard to remember what I pulled out. I should be taking out my foils. We'll check the foils for the other packs real quick. Some big tips, since most of my matches were stack matchups. I am very picky about what cards I put in my stack, just due to the fact that I don't want to get... I've had too many bad experiences of my stack just being clogged. And luckily, the matches allowed me to do so, for the most part. Afford the option to be picky. There might be some matchups where you can't afford it because they're going to just be a lot more aggressive. Verdansk has that option. Florian has that option if they bring the tech for it. But essentially, when you're stacking, you want at least 2 multipliers, that being Wildfire or Flood, and then you want Blazing, and you want Drawing potential, that being Floodgates, or Overflows, Extenders. Sorry, not Draw potential, but Extenders. That's how you do a pitch stack. So now, going into round 2, I am still undefeated. I had played 2 pitch stack matches, Victor and Florian. Going into round 3, I think that was my next was going into Fang, which, thank goodness for my mental, I didn't have to do another pitch deck, a third pitch deck in a row. Ooh, okay, no, I thought that was a different arms. Never mind. Sorry, I thought that was the brute arms. They're just the rivaled the arms. Did I already go through all this? Man, I get distracted easily. I think we already went through all this. Where's my foil at? Didn't I get a foil? There it is. Fang is a fun one. I played them before. They had brought the last time they played with the Arc Knight set. So they had Spell Void 2, AB 3 if they were less. But I taught them that all that is Spell Void. Let me go through this real quick. Even though I did it yesterday, my brain is fried. So on turn 2, I did a Kano. I'm like, oh, I will not banish it. So that sends a signal to them as well, saying, hey, that's a key card for something. And it ended up being Wildfire. So I managed to get turn 3 Wildfire into my arsenal. I as well got 2 depots and energy pot fairly early, which made a huge difference in the matchup because it is a fast one. And then 1 to 2 turns later, I didn't write it down because I am poor at keeping notes. I have a hand of 2 Kindles, a red, and a blue. The red being Overflow. So luckily I have that potion of Deja Vu. I can Kano and Kindle. Being able to use that those depots to recur that blue over and over again for the 2 times for Kindle, allowing myself to maintain blue count. And after additional Kanos from the blue, because I had to get the blue back out of my hand for that, I spent Wildfire. They had AB1 at the time, so Wildfire plus 2 Kindle's Staff and Metacarpus. That's plus 4, sending Wildfire into Lessons into Blazing. Dealing exactly 17 damage off Wildfire Lessons, and then Blazing did 17 damage with an additional zap. Oh, I read the wrong one. Sorry. I was reading how I killed on the next one. So Wildfire for 8 into AB1, and then I sent Floodgate during 2 blues, banishing Lessons to play off the top, then playing Blazing. So I still did essentially Wildfire Lessons Blazing, but it wasn't the same amount of damage as the next one. So going into round 3, we're already 3-0 on Kano. That's pretty good. That's what I like to feel. Going into a ProQuest, going 3-0 in the first 3 rounds. So I'm basically guaranteed. No, not basically. Felling of the tree. No, felling of the crown. I keep saying tree. Felling the crown. So that makes my second one from these packs. So they are slightly different than the Rosetta one, as there's no stamp down here indicating it. So they're a little bit less. So yeah, like I said, round 3, we're 3-0. We're seeded for top 8. We don't have to worry about our spot. We're guaranteed top 8. But we still want to win, right? As one does at 3-0. You want to just keep the streak going. You want to stay hot. Round 4 is into Verdansk, which It's not a bad thing. Earth Heroes, we do well into. But this guy, he is a phenomenal wizard player. I played him in an LL once on Icelander versus my Kano. He managed to track my stack significantly. He was on par with it. He said he was 2 cards off of memorizing my stack as well for on that Living Legend tournament event. I don't know if it was tournament event. And he's familiar with Kano. He's obviously a wizard player. He plays as Icelander. And, ooh, nice super rare right there. Big bully. That's good for KO. And it's an Earth here, so I'm going in the stack. So far, I've only not stacked one person out of the 4 rounds of Swiss that we were given. So I went through all that pack already. Did I get a foil? I did get a foil. It's just so hard to see on the camera because I'm not looking at my cards as I sift them. I'm looking at the camera itself. So yeah, going into Verdance, I'm trying to stack as one does. And like I said, they're a phenomenal wizard player, so they realize what I'm doing as well, and they're trying to match stack me as best they can. My pitch is, I like I said, I'm very particular about it, so I try and get at that. And I pitch deck again. My Wildfire, it got stuffed by Arcane Compliance and AB4. They are on Constellus and Waning Moon, so they could get a free Waning Moons here and there. They did a very fun play that I don't see too often. They had 1 healing potion out. They sent the specialization where you gain 1 life, gain 1 life, gain 1 life. Pitched to fruits, popped their potion, sent. So they gained 9, amped 9, or not amped 9. Gained 7. Amped 7, and then sent Waning Moon for 9 on their own turn. I think that was a pretty good value, especially when you're seeing me that I'm trying to pitch deck. You're just trying to clog my stack with additional cards that I might not want to pitch for damage. I think I took all 9 of that because I really, like I said, I was being very particular about it. I wanted to guarantee what was happening. As I was going through it, though, they, like I said, they stuffed my Wildfire with AB4 and Arcane Compliance, making sure that I could deal no damage. So here, I had to do 17 damage raw, so no Wildfire. I just Metacarpist, because they were out of resources on that Wildfire. And since I was so particular about my stack, I was able to manage to deal 17 damage raw off just regular spells to send Blazing for the additional 17 that I still needed, as they were at 17 is 7 times 7 is 14. So they were at 34. So dealing 34 damage without Wildfire buffs is pretty significant. I attribute that to my stack. Again, I'm saying the stack is important because I just had so many stack matchups. So after round 4, we are now 4-0. No losses in Swiss. We are first seed top cut. What's funny about this armory in particular is that there was so many wizards. There was 3 Kanos, including myself, so I was one of the 3. There were 2 Asilios, I believe. 2 Asilios and 2 Verdants. So we have, what was that, 4 plus 3 is 7. We had 7 wizards out of the 16 players. Almost half the players were wizards. And in the top cut, I think there was Asilio, 2 Kanos, and 2 Verdants. So the 2 Verdants is converted, 2 of the Kanos converted, and Asilio. So 5 of the 7 wizards converted the top 8, which is fantastic. I love to see that. Nice M right there. We got the palm of your hands. That's not a bad M. And that's it for this pack. 5 of the 7 wizards converted. And going into my top 8, I am first seed. The 8th seed is the other Kano. So it is a Kano mirror match. And I've been stacking most of the game, most of the fucking event. So I'm like, hey, it's Kano versus Kano. It's another pitch stack matchup. It doesn't have to be. You could do a nice tempo. But I think since I've been stacking the whole time, essentially outside of the Fang, I'm like, I'm just going to do it again. So we're going back and forth. We're doing potion pass, potion waning moon pass, potion waning moon pass. I'm very, very cautious of playing any cards. I'm taking lots of damage. I'm talking a lot. Like, there is a significant health difference. I think I'm 12 health down, and I'm like, I'm going through my cards. I'm going through my graveyard, looking, what do I have? What have I played? I have 19 cards till my stack. Granted, I have a fantastic stack. It's 4 blues, 2 of them being gems, Wildfire, Floodgate, 2 blues, Floodgate, 2 blues, Sonic Boom, into Floodgate, 2 blues, into Blazing. So it's a fantastic stack. It would have been very hard to compete with. But in those 19 cards, I've gone through my grave. I've looked at my Banished Stone, stuff I haven't cast, looking at my hand, memorizing my pitch stack. I'm like, of these 19 cards, I have 3 Infernos, 2 not spindles, Arcane Splicings. These are all reds, keeping in mind. So 5 cards so far, and 1 spindle. So I have 6 of my next 19 cards are all reds. And I have to get through 19 cards to get to my stack, which I don't think I can get to at 12 health down. Because I start at 30, so I'm already 12 health below them between our engages. I'm like, okay, I'm going to pivot my plan. I know I should have a Lessons nearby. I send a Lessons in Lava. And then they say, okay, no AB, which is fair. They have a 4-card hand and a mingling of potions. They were very, I wouldn't say aggressive with their potions, but they were using their potions here and there to try and incentivize me not having cards on my own turn, which is a decent plan. Against Kano, you try and get as much damage off so you can try and send. Normally, in the Kano mirror match, whoever sends a Wildfire first dies. So I'm kind of upset about this because I'm sending lessons, and I'm like, all right, I sent 3 lessons. I should have sent only 2 and grabbed a Blazing at the point since they took in 6. They're at 25, I think. Yeah, they're at 25. I'm at 6, so I'm actually way lower on health than I thought. So yeah, I'm at 6. I'm way more. I have more than 12 health difference. It is 20. No, it was 19 health difference. But they can kill me whenever, essentially, if they can try. I looked at their cards. They had done a Wildfire earlier, not committing too much to it, but they just happened to get a cheeky Wildfire at the top. I'm like, oh, Wildfire, nice. I'm going to send it, see what you do about it. So I'm like, I can't get through these 19 cards. I send lessons, and then on the 3rd lessons, I get Gaze the Ages. Since I have shuffled my deck, I have no idea where these 6 remaining reds are. I kind of want them. I have a Wildfire in my arsenal, which against the mirror match, you probably should just have Blazing. I send a Wildfire off the top that just randomly got. It gets I Metacarpus it, and it comes in for 2. And let's see what else. And then I have now dealt, so it's 3, 6, 9. Wildfire dealt 2, so it's 11. And then I Ragamuffins a Blazing for 13, as I've dealt 11 damage, Wildfire dealt 2. On the stack, they're like, okay, I'm going to Kano, Rags. They had a Wildfire in hand, so goes off the top, and they say GG because they have a red. But myself looking at it, how they sequenced that, they could have done differently, meaning that they had a potion available and they had Wildfire in hand. So what they could have done is gone. I forget it exactly in my head, but they could have sent the Wildfire and it would have been lethal. Oh, they had a Kindle as well, so they drew an extra. That's how they do it. They did Kano, Rags, played Drags into a Kindle. Then they kindled and then drew a red Floodgate. That's how it was. But if they had sequenced different, they could have Kano'd Ragamuffins with the potion to ensure that they got the blue back into their hand instead of something else, and sent the Wildfire for a lethal to me, as they didn't account for my Wildfire buff. Granted, as a Kano player, you tend to forget that Wildfire buffs everybody's spells because in their mirror match. So I think I got lucky in that match. I should not have won. But it was a long match. It was definitely over an hour. I think it was an hour and 10 minutes minimum on that match. But I got the win. He just miscounted his damage, which is fair after a long match, and you're concerned about doing things. I had a lot more potions on board than he did. And the reason it was lethal is I was at 6 health. He had kindled, and he had a card in hand to Metacarpus. So it would have been +2 from his own ability, and then +2 from my wildfire. So it would have been an 8 damage wildfire on my 6 health. And I only had an energy potion for resources available. I should have died to him. So fantastic. Shout out to that player. They did message me on the Discord saying thank you for the match, and I very much appreciate that. They were a super kind player. We both gave each other time, because we know Kano players need their time. We both allowed them. It's like, hey, let me think on this because I'm going to pass turn while I have 1 card in hand. He's like, I got 1 card in hand. I'm going to pass turn. I'm like, hey, let me think about that. We gave each other a respectable amount of time as fellow Kano players in the mirror match in the top 8. But he missed lethal. So that's how it be. I am now 5-0 in the top 8. I have not lost a single match so far, and I'm feeling it, man. I'm sweating. I took my medicine. I got plenty of energy, and shameless plug, I was drinking my not gamer subs, so I'm not partnered with them. Not G Fuel either. Those ones are just stuck in my head. Dubby, that's who I'm partnered with. My Dubby energy. So I'm slightly jittery, so I'm walking around in between matches when I have the time. Most people are probably finished before me at that point in the first top 8 round, as the Kano mirror match is going to take pretty long. Nice. I'm going to send you. Is that my foil? Where'd my foil go? Adult, tough nut, both sides. So yeah, I'm feeling hot. I'm feeling fantastic. I'm 5-0 in top 8. First round of top 8. On Kano. So I'm like, okay, cool. I got this unlocked. The top 8. I've beat 2 of the top 8s in Swiss. So I know I can get them again. I'm really hoping that the Verdansk that I played in Swiss loses to the Fang. It's not likely. It's not highly likely. I see that the Verdansk had one over there. I'm like, okay, hopefully I don't play them again. Right now, I don't want to deal with them. I don't want to do another pitch stack match. Well, unfortunately for me, the other Verdansk also won, but it is what train of thought? But it's not the one that I played in Swiss. It's the other one. His name's Phil. He was commented here just a second ago. And he is fairly new. He's a little bit newer to the Verdansk, but he made top 8. He won his top 8 match, so he is no slouch. He's not a slouch at this game. He is a previous Azalea main, Lexi main, while they were still legal. But he's no slouch at the game. He knows what he's doing. And I start to stack again, as I have to, in my head. It's an Earth hero, so I am stacking. Ooh, nice. So I'm just stacking. We're going through it. I'm not quite happy with the cards that are being presented to me in the order that they are. So I decided to make a pivot. As I see him, he's sending quite aggressive. He's being quite aggressive. I'm taking a little bit of beating, as like I said, I'm trying to be particular with my pitch stacks. So I'm not pitching to all his arcane as much as I should have, and I'm blocking frugally because I have potions in my hand as a wizard B. So I pivot. I have lessons in hand. I decided to make the pivot. I'm gonna start playing tempo. I got Waning Moon. I can slap back. I know the deck. I know the Verdansk deck well enough that there is a decent amount of reds if you're playing more aggressive into the Kano. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to try and strip cards from them. They only need 2 cards to play, but still, I'm going to attempt to. So I go lessons, shuffling my pitch deck. I'm just going in blind, sending my 1-for-4s where I have them, sending Waning Moons, and I'm starting to get some damage through. I'm like, this is odd. He's IP'd a couple times where he had some interesting turns. I'm like, that doesn't seem quite right for how a Verdansk hand should be converting. So I just go through, I'm like, okay, maybe he's just having some crap hands. And well, he actually did. Our music stopped, sorry. Oh, sorry. I got distracted by my music turned off. Got my thoughts. And YouTube music play. Okay, sorry. Now I got my music playing again. So I'm feeling out. He's got some awkward hands, so I'm trying to capitalize on that. Playing my tempo strategy. I have a blazing in arsenal, and I have a majority of my potions out already. Luckily for me, still playing tempo, sending cards off the top. You get potions. I see that he sends an attack with 1 floating and an arsenal. So I comboed off this turn. And his hand was in fact horrendous. His arsenal on turn 2, mind you, we've played at least 5-6 turns here at the minimum. Turn 2, he had stuck Arcane Compliance in his arsenal, which is a 1 of in his list, I believe. So he had committed that. His hand was a Burn Bear, CNC, and Red Cadaverous Tilling. So when I saw that he only had 1 floating, no hand, I knew the list was more than likely Arcane Compliance in the arsenal, but even if it wasn't, just that hand in general is kind of horrendous in regards to how you have to play it out. Because you can't pitch 2 of those cards at all. And I ended up going, since he only had 1 floating, I was able to just combo off cards with into blazing to deal lethal after doing a significant amount of chip, as those burn bears were probably stuck for a little bit as they couldn't be pitched, and his resources had better cards to convert than just burn bear. So I won again. I am now undefeated, still 6 wins into the top 8. Okay, I'm really hoping that other Verdants lost their other fight. I do not want to play another pitch stack round. Granted, I did pivot here on this one to be more tempo. That's just how it was. And unfortunately for me, that Verdance player converted again. We are back to back, fighting again for the final round. Wizard v Wizard. May the best wizard win. I gone through all this already. Nothing good on this one. Lame. And so I'm like, okay, cool. I pitch stacked before. I should be able to pitch stack again. Granted, he probably knows that as well and might pivot his strategy. Let me just say, I took way too much. Let me get up real close. Peek the mic. Way too much damage. I'm talking, I should have died there. I should have died way before I did. Well, if I did. Spoilers. So, it's the same player as my round 4. And they had the lead on me. I'm at 6. I'm like, okay, I was on 6 against Kano. Another wizard that I should be fine. Like I said, I'm slightly off my pitch deck. I'm like 4 or 5 cards off. I'm like, okay, I look, there's a wildfire. I send 6. They do not AB the 6. Before I even went off the combo, I go through their graveyard, go through their banish. The turn before, on my turn, I pop Imperial Edict. Sorry, I gotta let himself send Imperial Edict. I completely named the wrong card in my head, even though I don't think naming Arcane Compliance would make a difference, as I think I had a good stack to where I could get around it. I named Burn Bear because I didn't want to die at 6, but if I'm sending a wildfire, it doesn't matter. If I'm at 6 and name Burn Bear, I should name Arcane Compliance. And looking back, it should be Arcane Compliance, even though I'm at low health. So I send my wildfire for 6. I'm like, no AB. I'm like, well, I'm fucked. I don't know how I'm gonna go around this. They still have their boots. They have a 4-card hand, AB4 available, and they didn't AB it. I'm like, okay, cool. And I send a floodgate, and then they send the compliance from Arsenal like I thought. I'm like, okay. Let's see here. That's fine. I have another floodgate on top. I know what my pitch deck is from here. And I go Ragamuffins, and they go Waning Moon for lethal. I'm like, or how was it lethal again? I'm at 6. Oh, they gain some life off. So yeah, so I go for ragamuffins. I'm like, they're like in response. I'm like, okay. They go gain life and send waning moon for free. I'm like, okay, this isn't good. I'm gonna respond to waning moon. But I had shafted myself, so I had sent a deja vu on top, trying to rags a Will of Arcana back into my hand. But since Will of Arcana's on top, I cannot use my potions to get past it. I'm like, okay, cool, that's fine. I have some other stuff I can do. I have a floodgate in arsenal, so I pop my boots to send a floodgate from my arsenal. That's fine. I'm like, cool. I got around the waning moon for no, it should have been only for 5 that they dealt, but waning moon's coming in for 5, which is still not great either way. I'm like, okay, cool. In response to waning moon, I'm gonna try and floodgates to draw this and still have an active ragamuffins. They're okay, cool. On response to your boots, I'm gonna activate my boots. I'm like, okay, yeah, your boots resolves. They're like, zap. Moving my amp over to this plus your wildfire to kill you. I sit there for a little bit. I'm thinking, my boots are activated. My ragamuffins are activated. They're both on the stack. I'm SOL. I shafted myself a little bit, but the way he orchestrated his turn at the life total I don't think it mattered that Will of Arcana was there. Because even if I had the flare, if I had swapped it, flare was on top, I was still dead to them at 6 life after my wildfire hitting for 6. I'm like, oh, yeah, GG, man. Fantastic player. So, unfortunately, I got killed by a wizard, ending my undefeated streak at the ProQuest. I went 6-1 in my ProQuest week 1 on Kano. I think that was a great ProQuest. A little upset with my final match as I took way too much damage. I should not have been at 6 while pitch stacking. I should have just been, because the way my stack was, the way I say I shouldn't have took as much damage because my stack was essentially done fairly early on, and so the rest of the cards didn't matter. I just had to get to that wildfire floodgate blazing a lot quicker, so I believe I could still get through their stuff on higher life. They were, yeah, at like 40 still after gaining so much life, but I can kill people through 50 with the way my stack was. I just had to get to it. I was being a little too picky about the cards after all my multipliers. I had all the multipliers already. So, I think I might take next week off to let another fantastic player, because my main arch nemesis wasn't nice. We got show of strength. Let's put that in a sleeve. I should have been putting these other M's in a sleeve as well. My main arch nemesis, I forget his name. He's a fantastic artist, by the way. I didn't even know he was great at art. He's making custom sleeves for his teammates. It's the Dio, the dreaded Dio demon, or as I think his nickname is, or the demon, the Dio god, something along those lines. He is an immaculate Dio player. He gets in my head, honestly. Fantastic person. He was on KO Armed and Dangerous, or no, not KO Armed and Dangerous. He was playing KO. Yeah, Armed and Dangerous. That's the older one. He was playing KO Armed and Dangerous. Didn't convert the top 8. If he was, I think KO would still be a little bit rough for me, especially in his hands, because he's a fantastic pilot of decks. I am not upset with my 6-1 Kano run. This has proved to me that my time on the deck has been worth it. Honestly, dedicating myself to Kano has been a vigorous expenditure trip. I will be sad when he leaves. I hope I can play a part in that and the upcoming season to get my own LL points on him, as I have not yet. But yesterday was not that day. I was unable to get it. I think I could have won that match if I had played it a little bit safer. Not being at 6 health against the Verdansk when I cast Wildfire. Because in my head, I should have thought a little bit about it. I should not have gone with Wildfire. I should have gone... No, because he's on AB4, 4 cards in hand. And I have a 5-card hand. It's kind of hard to get around AB4 without Wildfire, TBH, to be honest. So I had to send Wildfire. I should have just had been at higher health. I should have paid attention. I think he would have sent a Burn Bear if he had Burn Bears. Shouldn't have named Burn Bear. Should have named Arcane Compliance, so that way my Floodgate would have gone through. I think he would have AB'd my Wildfire. No, because only on AB4. On 5, 1 still would have gone through. So Floodgate with +1. I don't have reds, so it still wouldn't have gone through. On Metacarpus on +2. No. So even if I name Arcane Compliance, he can still stuff it with blues. But I'm glad I called the red in his hand, because as I was going through his cards, like I said, I don't know if I mentioned on video at this point because I get so sidetracked. I'm like, okay, cool. Going through his red piles and his banished stuff, I knew he had a red in hand. I thought it was Burn Bear, which is not a red. It is a null pitch, but it is essentially, in facts of damage, it is a red card. So the top, it was a good match. It was a good match. But going through his cards, I should have paid a little bit more attention to what exactly he was pitching, what exactly cards he was casting, and just being a little bit safer in regards to my life total. Because again, 6 health against the Verdansk is not worth. It's not a great spot to be. So I went 6-1. Fantastic run. Super excited for ProQuest in Spokane. That's the next one I'm going to attend to. In my head, I think next week is a little too soon in regards to other stuff I have to do. Ooh, foil Song of Sinew. We're going to put that in a sleeve here in a second. But yeah, I'm super excited to play Kano again. Hopefully I have another fantastic record. For anybody that's curious about the deck list, it is essentially blue, yellow floods, red, blue overflows with 2 yellows in the sideboard in regards to floodgates, not floodgates, overflows. And it's just Unga. It's got spindles in the sideboard. It's got sonic booms, your basic Kano shit. Some people aren't on Spindle Flare. I'm on Flare Spindle. I forget who in the Discord said that they're trying out a card. See if I have it in my collection real quick to put on screen for the Verdansk matchup. 1 second, please. You think here, I do have it. I am going to try this out. So some people have said pitch stacking Verdansk is dead. I could see that. I think I just could work on it a little bit more. Some people are testing out Blessing of Aether. At the start of your turn, destroy Blessing of Aether. The next card you play this turn that deals arcane damage. Effect, it deals that much +3. I can see this being very useful. Honestly, I think try and match them for tempo. They can't push out a whole lot of damage. Yes, they're going to chip us for 3. On AB4, this allows us to get over it with, if we, instead of going, we might not be get over AB4 with this, I mean. But you go into this, you send Flare, zap over the top. So, Flare with this on a red flare, you're dealing 6, 4, 3 will get through. Send a zap, you're sending 4, 1 will get through, so you're gotten 4 damage through, and you send Waning Moon. So if they're A-being that much, they have no hand. So you just start playing tempo. I don't know how many they said they were running. I think I'm gonna try out 2. Yeah, I'm gonna try out 2 of these. I honestly like this. It's a 1 cost, so you can send off a blue, this and Waning Moon right off the bat. So I'm gonna try this out. See if tempo match. I believe my child is shitting his pants right now. But I got 4 packs left, so I'm gonna finish these packs, hop off stream, to get my child's butt changed. But yeah, I'm gonna try that out. I'm gonna put that in my build. I'm gonna take out Imperial Edict. Honestly, I think most people are just going to sit on 1 to 2 Arcane Compliance. I don't think it's that a big deal. I think if we're playing tempo, we can get over it with how low where they should be with that. Imperial Edict is for pitch stacking. It is nice against the Florians. But it's hard to say if it's worth taking out. I have 2 flex slots in my sideboard, being the Overflow Yellows, because I did not side them anyone other than the Fang. And even then, Beat of Iron Song. I don't know if Alan still needed another one of those. I'll let him know that I got it, though. Some decent foils. Ooh, I got the super rare as well. Never Give Up. Red block. Let's put those in some M's in the sleeve. This foil? No, it's not foil. 2 packs left. No Marvels, unfortunately, in this box. I did get a bunch of bulk from some other people to help out with a store that's opening in the Tri-Cities. Oh, yeah, I can smell it. He definitely shit himself. I don't know. Let's get through here. Nothing too crazy in the box. Foils. Ooh, Cutting Retort. Not a bad card. This is a fun one. It says when the text is here, you may pay up to 3, destroy that many aura tokens with different names they control. If you do, this gets +1 for each aura destroyed. But it's only aura tokens, which is okay. If they got a Ponder, and a Spectral Shield, you can blow up 2, gets +2, makes it a 6. 6 for 2. That's not bad ratio. The last card. See what we get. That's an M. I need to put that in the sleeve. And add these all to my binder. No Marvels. Heroes, unfortunately. I don't know. We still got this pack to go through. To see if the opportunity arises to get us that fancy card. But it does not look like we got anything. Didn't get anything too crazy here. We got a decent. Let's see if I got any good foils real quick. We got 1 super rare foil. Some decent blue 5s for KO. Foils. Villainous Pose is not bad. Familiar Stench. If 1 or more brute cards defends this, create a vigor token. That's funny. Super rares. We got 1 super rare foil, the Song and Sinew. I think that's a good pull. Foil, Song and Sinew. This art, a lot of people just like this art here. Pronounce Violence. Let's see, a Turning Point. We got 2 Song of Sinews though. 1 foil, one non-foil. Okay. Here's a good super rare. Here's another good super rare. Big Bully. It's a revered hero, and then that's a token. Let's see here, M's. We got decent. We got a decent amount of. There's supposed to be 1 in 6 packs of the expansion slots. We got a lot of them. Honestly, if we don't have a good hero to play this in as a sideboard, I could see it as like maybe a one-off sideboard against Verdance and Florian for them. Got Show Strength. That's a good M right there. Palm in Your Hands is middling. It's a good card, but it's only played in 1 hero at the moment. Another expansion slot, Painful Passage. This is a great card for anybody playing Shadow Runeblade. They did fix the issue that they had with the Lightning Runeblade card where it said and where you get both options. They didn't think that one through. But this one, yeah, you get +3 or go again when you banish an attack action with this card when you play it. Felling in the Crown, my second Felling in the Crown. I already have a playset, so that might just get traded away. And foil Warmongers out of our first pack, which is huge. I'm probably just going to trade it or sell it, as I don't play a deck that needs Warmongers. Technically, I could stick it in Verdance or Phi for a good blue block 3. We'll see. As a one of, it's kind of weird. Y'all have a great day, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whenever you're